Okay, now we are in clip 4. By rule, we are not allowed to press anymore, but we are still in our 3-2 zone. So Colton needs to close out without jumping himself out of the play. It's that simple. We need to come in with choppy feet, just like Preston did right there, just like Jose did right there, in position to defend. Good. Good steal, but 45 makes a nice play. Preston with a good rebound. I like the ball movement here to make sure that we're not taking the ball up in a crowd. Good mid-range pull-up. Another open make. So I like it when Jose is out there pressuring. Yeah, he gets the steal right when I say it. But I like it when he's out there pressuring whoever's in that top spot. Because what we don't want to do is just allow the point guard to come down and survey the court when we're running our 3-2 zone. We want to get up in him so he's worried about driving and he puts the ball down on the floor and has to drive either left or right into a second defender. That's all very good for us. It gets them scrambling from the get-go. So I'm going to fast forward through Jose's free throws. I believe there's a lane violation on the first one, and he ends up making both free throws. So now Preston's in the middle, and I love how Preston, again, he's picking him up right at half court. And that's earliest we're allowed to pick him up with a lead over 15 points. And he's doing that. That's over and back, technically, but he's doing that to speed him up. And look, 11 is sped up. Ace does a nice job of coming out and defending. Love the defensive pressure that Preston's putting on this guy. And love the fact that Ace is outside leverage. Outside leverage. Seen a lot of good closeouts and rotations. So good. So now here we have position. But this is a big, strong guy. He's just going to turn his shoulders and try to get to the basket. Let's see if Greg puts a body on 45 when the shot goes up, and we'll see what also happens here. We don't get enough of his body. This leads to another offensive rebound. I'm picking a little bit on those guys who are playing in the low part of the zone because we really need to get in the habit of boxing out. I like Ace mixing it up against a bigger, stronger guy, getting us a jump ball. But let's again watch for whether or not we're putting bodies on people. So DJ's got a body here. Someone's got to put a body on this guy, especially after all we've seen early on that he's their best player. He shouldn't be able to just stand there with no one touching him, ever. So Greg, you're giving up boardwalk. You're standing behind him. You're not trying to push him off the spot. He's a big guy. He's setting up right on the block. We've got to get you with your legs bent, leaning on him and trying to, with your legs, push him out of the key. DJ, I'd like to see you come out and maybe follow him about this high, but have a body on him. Pretty good closeout. Do we get the box out? No, we don't. No box out again. And that's, again, a rotation issue because DJ, you're still here. Ball goes all the way out to that corner. You've got to rotate all the way out here, and then Brandon's rotating back to here, and that's his responsibility. So we've got an and one. Whenever there's a fast break situation, we want to stop the ball, then find our man. If we wait to stop the ball till around this area against a guy like 45, it's too late. We want to meet him either around the free throw line or higher. to try to get in front of him and slide. And if anyone's brave enough, we want to also try to see if we can take a charge. So there, you know, I remember this part of the game. I was telling Greg from the bench, you got to box out, you got to box out. So shot goes up. Greg's now boxing out. And because he's boxing out, this guy comes through his back, and they give Greg the foul. They give the foul call on 45 because Greg's actually in there boxing out. And so you see the difference it makes when you get in there and you box out and you really fight for that spot. That was an example of where we started to have a few things click for us. Good high screen. Oh, you know, Brandon here, I think you got to see that you've got a driving lane here a little bit earlier and plant your foot and make a business decision. The timid drive led to him to just be able to play the passing lane and come down and score the ball. Call to travel. I'm not going to go back and review, but if you look, you're just dragging the pivot foot, moving it around. And it's a correct call. Again, I like how Preston's out there guarding. Corner, Greg's boxing out. It's making a difference, but Tripp and Ace are not quite boxing out on the other side with 45. But something's clicked for Greg. Greg's starting to box out. That's going to make a big difference. We've got to make sure that on this side, Tripp should be leaning on number 4, not allowing him to get into the position. Yeah, there you go, Tripp. He's leaning on him now. Now Ace is actually responsible when the ball's in the corner for dropping back, but they're talking to each other. Good closeout by Ace. I like how Tripp's leaning on him down here. That's a pretty good defensive possession, over and back. But that was a good defensive possession as far as locating 4 and 45 and leaning on him. And once again, we're in a last shot situation. Clock's running down and we want to have the last shot of the half. Now, usually in these situations, I like to run it down to about 10 seconds. And then at 10 seconds, you start attacking. But Brandon's stopped. You know, we're just making passes to see what we get to. I like that we're patient here. No one's panicking. And we wait until we finally get the shot we like and, you know, another shot before the buzzer. So really good first half. And we will move on shortly to clip number 5. But I think something that I'm seeing is a little bit of improvement here on getting attached to the people underneath by Greg and by Tripp. Let's see if we can continue that through the rest of the game and make this a learning point for the rest of the season.